Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to use the chronograph feature on your Timex Ironman T5K412 watch, better known as the Classic 30. The 30 they're talking about when they say Classic 30 actually deals with this feature. You have up to 30 different lap times that you can record using the chronograph. So let's talk about some basics. From your timekeeping mode, if you press the bottom left button, which is the mode button, one time you should see chronograph. If you don't see the chrono mode, it's because you've got it hidden. It's kind of a cool feature on this watch. You can actually hide modes that you don't use. So if you press that mode button once and you don't see chrono, you need to go into your settings and make sure it's not hidden and show it. I've done a video in the past that shows you how to do that. I'm going to assume in most cases that's not going to be the case. It should look just like this. If you look at mine, it's set to all zeros. That tells me that I have my previous chronograph session has been reset. The reason I mention that is because the minute I start this, it's going to reset that chronograph session. In the event that you wanted to get in here and look at your previous session, if you press the set and recall button, it's going to bring up format. If I press mode, it'll take me to recall. And you'll notice it shows me that previous session that I did. This watch has a memory where it will always keep your previous chrono session in its memory until you start another chronograph session. Once you do that, it's going to wipe this one out and it's going to save that one in your memory. So I wanted to show you that before we got started. Once we're done with that, we can simply press the mode button. Sorry, the set recall button to get back to our chrono. And now we're ready to start going. The minute I press the start button, that history that we just saw is going to be wiped out. Pretty basic. If I press the start split button, which is the middle button here in the bottom, that starts my stopwatch. I just wiped out my history. I have a new chrono session that's going. If I press stop, that will pause it. If I press start again, that will resume it. While it is stopped, if I press and hold the reset button, it will reset all the way to zeros. That previous session we just did is now stored in my memory if I wanted to go back and look at it. Let's talk about the split functionality. What we just saw there is what's called basic stopwatch functionality. Now we're going to get into our chrono functionality. When I press start, let's say we're doing a race, or let's say you're trying to time multiple runners. All of my runners are running. The first runner finishes. I press the split button. That records lap number one or runner number one. That value for me is going to be this top value. 10.89 seconds was lap number one. After a couple of seconds there, it's going to go ahead and it's going to show me my display. Now I'm on lap number two, or what I like to refer to as runner number two if you're a coach and you're using this for tracking your athletes as they're running. The bottom time for me is my split. That's the entire time that this chrono has been running. The top is the current time for the current lap. Press start split again. It records that second lap time, showing me a quick glimpse of it. The stopwatch is still running in the background. When it releases, it will show me here's my split, and now here's my current lap time. So if you're somebody who's doing a race, this has been the entire time of the race, 1 minute and 5 seconds for the current lap or mile marker, whatever it is you're trying to record. This is my value up here. I did want to mention, when I do split here, I don't have to wait for this to clear. I can always press the mode button to basically say, okay, don't show me it, I saw it, just show me my chrono. So let's say the race is over with. I'm going to press, we're running, my runners are all done, the last runner is finished. I'm going to press the stop button, and now we're ready to go look at our results. Again, the bottom is the entire time the stopwatch has been running. The top value for me is lap number 4, which was my final lap. Now I can press the set recall button and I can go in and review each individual lap. So lap number 1 was 10.89 seconds and the entire race at that time was 10.89 seconds. I can use either the middle button to progress up, or I can use the bottom right button to progress down. If I progress up, I can look at lap number 2, which was 35.05 seconds. At that time, the entire race time was 45.98 seconds. Lap number 3 was 31.5 seconds. And again, at that point, the entire race was 1 minute and 17 seconds and 44 hundredths of a second. And then our final lap was 1 minute and 36 seconds. Or I'm sorry, the total race was 1 minute and 36 seconds. Final lap was 18.66 seconds. So I hope that doesn't confuse you too much. Again, once you're done, press and hold. Oh, sorry, we got to get out of the recall mode. When you're in recall mode, you cannot reset it. So I'm going to simply press the set recall button. Now I'm back in chronograph mode. Can press and hold to reset it. Again, I just reset it to 0, but it's still up here in my recall because you've got one previous session that is stored. I did want to mention, if you don't like the display, while you're in your chronograph mode, if you press set recall, you'll see an option that says format. And then it's going to blink and it's going to show me the format of my chronograph mode. Currently mine is set to where the lap time is up at the top, and then the larger font is going to be my split time. You could use either of the two buttons down here to flip that. So if you'd rather have your split time, which is your entire stopwatch value, your entire race value at the top, you can do that, and then your lap value will be at the bottom. Once you've got it set the way you want, press the set recall button again, and I'll show you what that looks like. So now let's go ahead, start the race. We're going to do our split. Whereas before the lap time was up at the top and the split was at the bottom, now the lap time should be at the bottom and the split should be at the top. And that's what we've got. Lap time is down here, entire race value is up at the top. Hopefully it's not too complicated. I also wanted to mention you do not have to stay in the chronograph mode. If I press the mode button, it takes me back to my timekeeping mode, but the chrono will still be running in the background whenever you need to go look at it or stop it. Anyway, that's a quick video to show you how to use the chrono mode on your Timex Ironman. I hope the video helps. Thanks for watching.